Good morning, everyone. This is Evelyn. We have a twin flame read for you as well as the union read, and we're going to get right into it. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath first. Lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Okay, so we have the first is the union read, and then the twin flame read. So I'm going to show you the pictures first. This is the union read from the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. Okay, and then here's the full read in front of you for the twin flames, and I do verbalize all the main cards, so you will get that information, okay? Okay, just 1 second. Okay. So today is the 23rd of March. This was done yesterday. The union read was done at 11:37 yesterday, and then the twin flame read was done later yesterday. And yesterday the energy was the 22 of the Fool, and the day added up to 30, which is a 3, but it's also the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands union energy along with the Fool with an open heart taking a leap of faith on Monday. And the union was done for the 3D, 4D, 5D. For those of you not familiar with my reads, okay, I'm just going to show you the setup really quick. We have the 3D cards down here, 4D and 5D. The left is the feminine, the right is divine masculine, the middle is the bridge between. The incoming divine feminine from the underlying energies, the outgoing divine masculine over here, the underlying energy, and then the closing energy over here, okay? Okay, so we started with I always give an overall summary first with the underlying energy, the center card of the read, and then the closing card. So the 10 of Swords, the 7 of Cups, and the Justice card. Ending pain or painful ending and bliss, right, both sides of the coin, steps to justice, which is truth and balance. This was at 11:37, Justice and the King of Cups, which is truth and balance and unconditional love. The incoming divine feminine here was the Hanging Man, the Queen of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles. Exploring new perspectives, the Hanged Man with new ideas, clearinghouse, stretching to release, the Queen of Cups, fertile hermit, recovering in exile from the group, with a mess to clean up, needing light, or to organize crystals, putting pieces back together, or two hanging out together but doing their own thing. Pisces, Capricorn, Virgo, and Libra here. And that was just on the feminine side. And it's interesting talking about the crystals. I didn't realize this because I took all my crystals out this morning to rinse them and take them out in the sun. It's a beautiful day outside, by the way. I got some gardening done too, just clearing out the old weeds and that kind of stuff. So the 3D here on the divine feminine side was destiny, or the wheel. Strength in the middle and 4 of Cups on the masculine side. The divine feminine destiny, the 3 planes of existence, and actually that's 4D, 5D, 6D, all right? There's a very significant energy for 6D here. I feel like 5D is the level we have to hit in order to expand to all the other dimensions. And as soon as we hit 5D, it's like there's a division of the star seeds that go into like 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D type of energies. They're all different levels for different purposes and different missions. And that's the energy I've been getting from doing these reads. And don't forget, it's 1, 2, 3 is the 3D, 4, 5, 6 is the 4D, and 7, 8, 9 is the 5D. So literally, 3D was the end of that cycle. The 4D is the first part of the second cycle, which is the bridge going into the 5, which then 6 is the 3D of the next section. The 6 is the way forward to the next, and then the 7 being the next bridge where we are no longer seen, right? You can't see the physical body anymore in the 7th dimension. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the 1, 4, 7 being the bridges, the 2, 5, 8 being the mid-cycles, and the 3, 6, 9 being the exit strategy to the next dimension, the portals. The Divine Masculine and the 4 of Cups feeling an island unto themselves, surrounded by turbulent waters and a risk to reach out to another in the same boat, looking up at the guiding star, keeping them focused as to not lose their balance, or in other words, spotting. And I was a gymnast, so that's a very natural energy for me, right? When you're on the balance beam, you spot a spot straight ahead to keep your balance. Bridged by strength of the Divine Feminine bangle, bursting through the ring of fire, or karma, with a birthing cry, like a child being born, to remind him how worth it is to birth the child. That 9 months is long, but it's over in a second, and you end up with a beautiful baby in the end, a miracle. And actually, the movie I watched last night the name meant miracle, which I'll tell you about that in a second as well. The Divine Feminine being the Divine Masculine's cheerleader. Keep going. In the 4D is the 4 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups in the Tower. The Divine Feminine with the Divine Masculine's heart with her, on her side. She in his heart. The Divine Masculine Tower of fires to clean up. The 4D sudden events and epiphanies, the sudden flash of light. The star in the storm and the lightning. That star reaching out to us, to ground us and forewarn. It's cleaning day, to get out of the way. All right, so whether that's getting out of your own way or getting out of the way of the obsessive people who love to clean and have the vacuums out, but it's time for spring cleaning, and that comes up as well today. Bridging by 7 steps, 2 by 2, 72 by 2, all aligning from the ring of fire to graduation of karma through synchronicities, heart and emotions, and the high vibration. The circular motion of the spiraling upward. The shift is the leap year, the spring forward and the fall backward. At 12:04, the Hangman and the Emperor, and Spirit's connecting with me. The natural adjustments of time. And a robin landed on the tree just at that moment, right? It is spring. To shift perspective and realign and break the pattern, to get out of comfort zone and expand. Around and around we go. Where we end up, nobody knows. At 12:32, and Spirit's connecting with me because that's the point of expansion, is expanding to the unknown, which nothing in God's experience has experienced yet. Expanding out to the new. The 12:32, the Hangman and the journey of the 5D. The transition of the feminine, the 10 of Pentacles, of the bridge, and the 4 of Swords on the Divine Masculine side. The Divine Feminine transition to light while sleeping in 5D. The Divine Masculine resting on break at sea, meditating in water and or while sleeping. So the 5D energy was coming up very much as a lot of the work's being done while you're sleeping, both the masculine and the feminine. The bridge between them, the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, or the world, the dream family, heaven on earth, the crystal and peacock and earthy woman, and the garden of prayer, which represents the Garden of Eden, right? So the Divine Feminine here at 12:39, the Hangman and the Knight of Cups, is the 3D destined to the 4D Batcave, the Divine Masculine's heart. The Divine Masculine's heart in the 5D transition, sleeping at night. The Divine Masculine in the 3D looking up to the 4D tower. The sudden events and epiphanies, the birthing process to get to the other side and rest and connect in 5D, right? So the war they have to go through to get to the other side. The war within, the going into the pain to get to the other side, right? The feminine is built to experience pain. She is built to have children. She's built to go through the birthing process. For the masculine, it's very different. It's very hard for them to go through the pain. So that is the message that was just coming up here. The bridge between them is the 3D strength, leaving karma behind. The difference is, it's within and without. The feminine's built to take pain within. The masculine's built to take pain without, okay? That's the difference there. The bridge being the 3D strength, leaving karma behind, the 4D spiral staircase to the 5D dream of heaven on earth. the Garden of Eden. And Eden literally means paradise or heaven. And then Mr. Ed came up because Eden is Ed N. So of course, you know, I went into breaking that all down. So the movie I watched last night, I forget how the name is pronounced, Musizi is the name of the movie, and that literally means miracle. And that's not the first time I heard miracle between yesterday and today. So it's definitely the energy of the day, and I broke down that name as well, and I'll give that to you at the Twin Flame read. But the Garden of Eden coming up here, the Garden of Prayer, which is also Thomas Kincaid's painting, right? He was the painter of light. That was his tag. The all right, so that Mr. Ed and the N. So I looked up Ed and N to see the energies that, other than miracle, that were supposed to come up around Eden, or paradise in heaven. Miracle came up with the movie last night. But heaven on earth, obviously the miracle, and also it means one, Eden. So Ed means editor, edition, and education. And of course, editor-in-chief would then be Mr. Ed, which is God, the Saggy energy. The kid, the goat, right? The Capricorn, the father. The kid, the child, to become red like leaves do. The oath and curse, the epithet, the portage, the isthmus, the strip of land, that he and space, distance, travel, extent, length, and intervals are all about the Ed. The N, the EN, which actually is my code for Jesus, to be, exist, and well, the width. So now you have Ed as the length and N as the width, the vertical and the horizontal pillars. The them, he, and him. The you, ye, this, one, within, inside, to, by, as, of, as soon as, while, how, but, than, and the wave. Look, behold, really, come on, end, to stand, him, her, its, juniper, food, meal, and look. So Eden is also E's den, and you know I always talk about E as the Elohim, but also Imana, which some may spell with an I, but it's the sound that counts here for me in my coding of words. So E's den is coming up as the divine feminine energy's den, right? The Ed and the N, and then the E's den. And the den is the cavern, the hollow, the hill, and the rocks. Hard, child, fruit to bear. Shelter, concealment, haunt, comfortable room, right? Your comfort zone. Also means the pine and the pine tree. And so here we have the pineal gland coming up. The human being, the person, the man, the husband, the day, the daytime. They, them, their, thee, that. Sunrise and sunset being daytime. I, me, my, that, it, inside and below, all come up under the word den. So education, kid, goat, within all of that exists one. Space, travel, and distance, extent and length, and then the wave inside, the editor within, to become red, head, to carry en route. Through the portal, the tunnel, the strip of land, the bridge, the ba, or the goat, or the length as opposed to the width of existence, the sphere of existence, the plane of existence, as opposed to the portal, the vertical pillar. The portal to oneness as soon as movement begins, the sine wave, the dance between Ed and N, that it's Ed's den, not his. It's E's den, not his. His world of being the head, the educator, the kid, and the Capricorn father, the means by which to travel the distance, the interval, and space. But in E's den, where there is food and meals and looks, to stand and be held, to just be one inside, and the waves or moods of feelings coming up as the feminine. Okay? The outgoing divine masculine here, the Five of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, expanding with 3 logs on the fire, being present to the moment, even amidst conflict and other energies around you, the heat wave. The Knight of Pentacles proposal to climb Mount Everest, or resting on a Greek island. What say you? You and me on a deserted isle. 5 and 5. See the Divine Feminine with 5 also. So there was a 5 on the Divine Feminine side and 2 5s on the masculine side. The Queen of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles recovering from exile on a deserted island. The Hermit and half-grown frog. The horse with no name, no face, but of emerald order and tails. Tales to tell. Let me tell you a story about the headless horseman and a pure heart. Mr. Ed and N. The energetic exchange, E and E. Down for justice for all. Down for repair. Mr. Eden as opposed to Mr. Ed. And you know from Mr. Ed the show came up, and I had to look that up too, because in what's the other show? In Green. I wrote it down. You know what I'm talking about. But there's 2 horses. So Mr. Ed on the Mr. Ed show had a stunt double horse, which was a quarter horse, and they looked exactly the same except for a golden spot. So in the other show where they had a talking horse, it wasn't Mr. Ed, it was his stunt double, and his name was Mr. Fred. All right, so here we have Mr. Ed, Mr. Fred, and Mr. Eden here. Mr. Eden, or Mr. Ed N. And then I broke down literally the word Mr., M-I-S-T-E-R, and Eden, which we get the words reed, R-E-D-E, R-E-D-E-N, which is redden, misty, and M-R-E, as well as M-R, which, did you know M-R means pyramid? I think that's the Egyptian definition. M-R I would also associate as a MRI, magnetic resonance. Okay, so the with all of the definitions that were coming up with that stuff, and reed was also coming up, like the reed stalk that I tell you that the Queen of Swords in this deck has like a reed leaning against her right wrist. MR, besides pyramid, also means a heap of corpses, a canal, a ditch, a waterway, a pond, a pool, especially an artificially built one. The metal libation, the bowl or basin, the pouring out of liquid, right? The offering of the bloodletting of wine and alcohol, to taste a little only, but pour the rest out in an offering. The pyramid being the vortex of Eden. The military food was coming up too, the ready to eat, the field rations is MRE. And MRE by itself wasn't coming up as a lowercase word, just as an acronym, but MRETI did, and TI is source. So MRE was coming up to die without source. In other words, to die without dying, to be at 0 point at the vortex. So I love how these definitions come up. They are so cool. So misty also came up. Misty means obviously what you think it means, misty and foggy, but also means match, like in a fire match. Mixed, medley, jumble, place, cat, subject to interpretation, symbolically or spiritually. Now, I would never have thought that about the definition of misty. So Mr. Ed, his name was Bamboo Harvester. And it's so funny, I have bamboo all over my backyard. Not that I want it there, but there was an old lady who must have passed away who lived in the house behind me. And I don't know if she was getting senile, but she was dumping her bamboo seeds over into our yards, thinking she was doing something kind, right? She wanted to give good luck to us. But you know, bamboo grows like crazy all over the place, so it's very hard to get rid of. So Mr. Ed was Bamboo Harvester, part Arabian, and the show was 1961 to 66, and I was born in 61. Mr. Ed was born in 49, and he passed away in 1970. And then they listed his sire as well. Green Acres is the other show. I just couldn't think of it. And notice the green of Green Acres, and Mr. Ed being the God energy, I always call him Saggy, and then green being the heart and the Emerald Order. So Green Acres was 65 to 71. That was after Mr. Ed. And this is coming up from imdb.com. So this episode in Green Acres where they had a talking horse, which is actually what I remembered as Mr. Ed, was actually Ava Gabor. And there's another E, Ava Gabor. The birthday gift was the episode, the show, where there was a talking how. I can't speak. The horse can speak, but I can't. A talking horse named Mr. Fred for her birthday. So Ava Gabor, right, that's her real name, obviously, but her character in the show, I think it was Lisa, the name, got a talking horse for her birthday named Mr. Fred. And this was in 1969. After, Mr. Ed was started in 1961 and actually passed away the following year in 1970. And then Fred is friends, it's friends of Mr. Ed. It literally means friends of Mr. Ed. So Eddie Albert and Ava Gabor, E and E, again, that energetic exchange, and the E's of the Ed and N. The pumpkin was Mr. Ed's stunt double, quarter horse. And notice the quarter coming up here too. I talk about the quarters and the eighths turns all the time. Who was on Green Acres. That looked the same except for the gold spot on pumpkin. WideOpenPets.com is where that came from. Mr. Ed started from a short story series by Walter Brooks, which began with the talking horse. 9/18/37, and 9/18 is my birthday. 37 is the King of Cups, the unconditional love. And the issue of Liberty Magazine from wiki.org, Wikipedia. Mr. Ed started January 5th. The first broadcast was January 5th in 61 through 7/2, right? The 72 by 2s in 1961. And then broadcasted on CBS October 1st, 61 through February 6th, 66. And there's that 666 energy that's coming up here as well. So, by the way, at 2:05 then, which is the High Priestess and the Hierophant, on December 10th, 1961, the episode was preempted by the 1961 telecast of none other than The Wizard of Oz. And for me, Oz is always O2. So, and also that's the 0 point, right? So in this read, in the union read, the only court cards were the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. And on the feminine side, the 5, and on the masculine side, the 5 and 5. The Divine Feminine had Capricorn, Pisces, Libra, and Scorpio on her side. The Divine Masculine just had Scorpio and Libra on their side, and Leo, Sag, or Aries between them, but mostly Leo energy there with the Strength card in the 3D. So this Leo or fire energy is between them in the 3D only. The number that came up from the number grid here was 54, which is the Page of Swords, the message, or messenger, perhaps. But this can be online communication as well. It's very small messages, right? Immature messages. The 5, there was 2 10s in the read and 3 5s. So we had the 5s and 10s, the 5 and 10, nickel and diming things. Also the 2 and the 3 coming up of the High Priestess and the Empress, and the 23 of the King of Wands. The Queen of Wands, again, coming up here. The horizontal lines came out to 24, 11, and 19, which is the Queen of Wands, Justice, and the Sun. And on the vertical pillars, they added up to 10, 5, 4, 17, 8, 5, and 5. So again, 5, 5 is very prevalent again, the 5 on the feminine side, 2 5s on the masculine side. And then the 54, the Page of Swords, the message or the child. The Wheel of Fortune with the Hierophant and the Emperor, the Star, the Strength, and the Dance of the Truth. Or the Wheel of the Page of Swords and the Star, and the Dance of the Hierophant and the Hierophant. Or 2 religious leaders. Libra and Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, perhaps Aries too. In a destined message of dreams come true, in the Dance of the Truth for 2 Hierophants, or 2 pillars of the community. And Libra and Leo were coming up on the other side there. For the twin flame read that you see in front of you, that was done right at 4 o'clock. The SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut and dealt. We also have the Romance Angels, the Tarot of Sexual Magic, the Numerology deck, the Gilded Tarot, the Rider-Waite mini deck, as well as the Universal Golden Tarot on top of the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the main deck for the read. And then at 411, which is the Emperor and Justice, the zeros are source, human embodiment of source energy backing up the 4 of the Emperor, or the structure. And then the 4 of the Emperor and the 11, Justice, which is truth and balance. And then the stir of orbs came up again, orbs being thoughts and words, but also the blind men and the orphans. And then F orbs also came up, which you can use your meaning for F, right, which everyone is aware of, but also the F of the expansion and contraction of the phi energy of the orbs, the thoughts and words, the blind men and orphans. So at 511, which is the Hierophant and Justice, the major arcana here are Higher Self, Starseed, Transition, and Solar Deity. The Starseed is the Fool, Transition's the Death card, and Solar Deity is the Sun. Before the read, Karma came up, which is the Judgment card, and Reflection, which is the Hermit. After the read, Alchemy, Hanging Man, and Chariot came up, which is the Temperance card, the Hanging Man, and the Chariot. There was 1 cup, 3 swords, 2 pentacles, and 1 wand. So mostly swords here. Again, focused on the thoughts and words, blind men and orphans, and the orbs. We also had the 9 of Cups come up here with the 9 of Pentacles within the read. All right, that can be the 2 sovereigns, the Sovereign of Cups being the masculine, the Sovereign of Pentacles being the divine feminine. The Queen of Cups also coming up, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. We also had the Page of Pentacles come up afterwards. That was all the court cards. We had double 9s and double 1s. The 11 of Justice, the 99 of Compassion, the beginning of the cycle, the end of the cycle, and the transition there. 5 was also significant, along with 19 of the Sun. And then we also had 59 of the 5 of Swords, 13 of the Death card, 35 of the Wounded Warrior, the 9 of Wands, 57 the 3 of Swords, and 79 the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow. The code line was all about self-love and creativity, with the numbers 9 and 5 adding up to 14, which is a 5. And that's the Temperance card. 9 is the Hermit, 5 is the Hierophant, equaling together the higher love of the Temperance energy. All right, so the Hermit energy and the Hierophant, or the H and H, or the Virgo and Taurus energy coming up there. And self-love and creativity were both separated from their first letter, which is the S and the C, the Sophia and the Christ, the Mother and the Father. So the code line here about Sophia toggling up the 9, the Hermit, the collective consciousness, the Sophie's holy place to flirt with higher self, to worship fat dame, tall and wealthy was coming up, someone of great abundance. And in, back in the day, a full woman was considered abundant, right, and wealthy and well off. The next interpretation was coming up as the saint or the path of the 9, the collective consciousness, the Hermit, the wise one, so expanding and contracting and committed to the Hierophant, higher self. The 3 greases 2, and that can be the abundance or the Empress greasing the 2 of the High Priestess, but also the 3, the third energy, greasing the 2 of the twins, the Sophia in elf love, and the Christ in reaction. And then the word of reactivity was coming up here. The sweet hermit Sophie committed to higher self, catfished sapwood, tall, healthy southern dance, the season to be fat and worship and respect, to say, to always be right, to say how much, and to say yes, yes, dear. The saint wise one, Sophie, longing for higher self, to respect of trade parade, the present day English, to use present day English, of respect after death, ESP, to be Sophia, elf love, and the Christ reaction to it. Also the ninth street was coming up, or the path of the 9, so expansive and free, the higher self path to investigate 2 of self-love and creativity, Sophia's love and Christ's inspiration. So we start here with the 9 of Cups upright, and beneath it was Karma upright, Seven of Wands upright, Ace of Wands reversed, Reflection upright, and then Three of Wands upright. Judgment, announcement, wake-up call to stand up for self, to frustrations, and to others' ideas, being forced on them perhaps. Creative and sexual blocks. To the Hermit, reflecting and being present in the moment, to the choice of the path home. Self-satisfaction, inspired to end the suffering in silence, or catch the bad guys, waiting on secret information, or intel property, received in a sneaky way, or perhaps someone hired a PI to get information in a sneaky way, on a quest to be the Empress, or the people's uprising to take over the Empress or Queen, or the Page of Wands is happy making do with the Empress's leftovers, or getting a position in her court at 610, which is the Lovers, and a turn for the better. The workplace of the Devil upright, and the Angel upright. The Devil upright and the Angel reversed, the fallen angel. The impatience of the devil, and temptation, and codependency, and addictions. The workplace with the Devil upright, and the fallen angel, and the Empress upright. Recovering and moving to peace, or vacationing, or peaceful waters, with what's not working. With the King of Pentacles upright at the workplace, codependent or Capricorn, losing patience, and the Empress recovering, or Capricorn upright and Sag reversed, with Taurus upright working together and recovering financial losses, moving to calmer waters, and the King of Pentacles doing all the work, or working overtime, perhaps doing talks or consults, or may have had a stroke with weak left arm, or both, or overworking to get the boat in the water and take hermit somewhere, or to Venice. The workplace addiction or horny devil, the fallen angel, Empress, let back in, finding peace, not working with the King of Pentacles. So Aquarius upright, Virgo upright, Taurus upright, Capricorn upright, and Sagittarius reversed here. Drop the ball, the facade, the mask, the pattern. The sovereign lovers, or those of great affection for the Emperor, and the sovereign with bird in hand, lover of the Emperor looking sideways. The Emperor looking sideways. Suddenly the sky opens up, and the Sun and Gabriel are right there bestowing many blessings upon him. Expensive fabrics, curtains, and gowns. The universe got his back, or Gemini, lover, or twin is between them, with chemistry and love yourself first. Beneath that. So the harsh truth of not leaving, of avoidance. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, stubborn bull, stuck, disabled, or unable to function, or out of work. And Dream Girl, divine feminine in her own world. Or Aquarius and Pisces, Dream Girl, star, or Aquarius, waxing his chest, or scar towards the left side of his chest. No more hosing, or being hosed. Someone remote viewing the divine masculine with the divine feminine. He with two dark goats in his pockets, the right one much worse than the left, or unable to function when she's around, or the harsh truth of the star healer of the disabled, and the financial discipline of the 48, the 8 of Cups walking away and within, and beneath it the intuition of the Fool, the 22, of the open heart and the taking a leap of faith. Uncomfortable in not having walked away, feeling foolish or embarrassing self. The Empress reversed in lack, sick, ill, or passed away, destined. And the Queen of Cups reversed, upset, but with clarity about no affection, and a breakup, and the High Priestess in bliss, coming clean or cleaning up their act or space. And Taurus reversed, Libra upright, Gemini reversed, and Pisces upright, or the Empress reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed, clearly destined to break up or to be without affection, emotionally disconnected here, while the High Priestess is reflecting the other direction in bliss, or feeling the energetic connection they have and coming clean about it. The Lemurian-Atlantis connection, a landing strip or tunnel, cleaning up or coming clean, and self-satisfaction for the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, world of financial discipline, or dream girls, okay? So we have the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, right? The men with the most money in the world, of financial discipline, or dream girls, right? The men who get everything they want. At 657, the Lovers and the Three of Swords, which then naturally leads to separation and three-way situations and heartbreak and heart issues. Could be that the Page of Wands is staying with the Empress And the sovereign older child with the Emperor, or perhaps a very young partner. Unable to avoid the truth, or the Knight of Pentacles reverse dream world, or the inability to function with financial discipline. That may be someone who has issues with financial discipline. I'm having issues with speaking today. Eight of Swords upright and the Two of Cups reversed. Anxiety or imprisoned in the underlying energy by the Two of Cups reversed, in disconnect, not seeing eye to eye, or a breakup, or at a distance, not able to see each other face to face because you're far apart. Going forward after this read is the Five of Cups and the Wheel reversed. Grieving loss, regret in the past, and things not going their way. The King of Wands offering the Knight of Cups love, or the King of Wands is the Knight of Cups offering love to the sealed divine feminine, standing up for themselves and embarrassing themselves, or worried that he'd embarrass himself at 703, the Chariot and the Empress. The recent past is the Starseed reversed, lacking faith, embarrassing self at the workplace. The King of Pentacles, right? The man of responsibilities. The Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy of Earth, very grounded and wealthy, letting go to fix things with the Knight of Swords reversed, which can be the Knight of Pentacles as well, in a face-off with the Page of Pentacles reversed, who could be Taurus, in a commitment where money's being held back, or Taurus is playing hardball, or with great riches and a dream come true with the 5D connection in breakdown, break up, or a state of emergency, drained, in need of sunshine or vacation, or out of control Leo, ego, kids or pets, or somebody who's sundowning because they have mental issues. The Queen of Swords reversed at work, not doing good there, with the Aries reversed, Taurus upright, Aquarius upright, Cancer reversed, Leo reversed here. The foundation being the Nine of Pentacles, the sovereign, telling the whole truth to those who are willing to listen about inequity, not sharing on the twin path, and the truth being unfair. The central energy of the Queen of Swords reversed, perhaps feeling weak or sick or out of control, in disconnect or at a distance, not using their intuition, or at a distance from their secret passion, overworking or not working, or feeling a failure under the radar. Pisces reversed here. The challenge being the higher self reversed, not using the intuition, or that there is a secret passion, or a secret is out. Conflicted or playing games and holding their tongue and lashing out. The instability between the Magician and the Queen of Wands, or the Sagittarius and the Leo in charts. The higher self reversed, frustrated, unable to be aroused or conceive of, while the Knight of Wands rushes in magically out of nowhere. Grieving Queen of Swords reversed, in dysfunctional family, business or community, or this world, or loss of star, dreams, or no support for the star or Aquarius. The grim reaping, the manly woman or womanly man, or Scorpio in downturn and breakup of Libra and Gemini, both reversed, not sharing, in awakening of ideas or stolen ideas. The Queen of Swords is probably Gemini or Libra, with family death or dysfunctional family all around them. A bad past or a difficult childhood, or falling out with a soulmate or child, running away with guilt and shame, with hostage twin, or imprisoned by path, post-war, unhappy family, with PTSD and looting going on between them. And now the Knight of Swords reversed, trapped and unable to function, surrendering to humiliation, or insecurities and manipulations of getting caught, or someone got caught and now must come clean or clean up their mess, or now in jail, in pain of deception and longing and holding their tongue, not putting it out there at 727, the Chariot and the Ace of Wands. The Queen of Cups reversed and the Page of Swords reversed, and temptation waving, grieving loss of brokenness and the state of emergency in the twist of fate, deception, and dawning of the new age of Aquarius, and recovering from exile and pushed to the emotional limit, interrogated for the truth, and finally out with it, reaping rewards of the Two of Cups reversed, and the lovers falling out suddenly in a jealous rage, playing hardball. Seeing synchronicities in the 5D connection, the Hermit with a light on it and embarrassing the King of Wands, or fell for him, with a negative past or difficult kids, or rejection and vulnerability and keeping to themselves. The Scorpios upright, the Virgos upright, Aries reversed, and Pisces reversed here. Soon for the twins is the transition upright, the death, the end, the dark night of the soul, with the Queen of Wands upright, weak, or with Leo in their chart, or with ego or kids or pets out of control, and the dark night or Scorpio present to the awakening of the Queen of Swords reversed with the truth presented in an effort to make corrections, to fix things, to make amends on behalf of the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunctional family, business, or community, or a family with loss. Or Scorpio is a go-between, the Queen of Wands upright and the King of Swords reversed, with Capricorn in their chart. An end of a home or marriage between Saggy, Virgo, Gemini, or Aquarius, Leo, or Scorpio, and the twin flames seeing themselves as the solar deity reversed, in need of sunshine and overexposed. The Knight of Cups offering love to the King of Cups who's not looking, right? The child who wants love from their father. An announcement or judgment or call to heal and forgive in heated exchange with impatient fallen angel and sealed divine feminine in the 5D world, or the Saggy reversed and the Pisces upright post-war coming together for joy. Leo reversed, Aquarius upright, Sag reversed, and Pisces upright here. The honeymoon, the deception. Give your relationship a chance. Heart-to-heart conversations and children all came up for the twins here. The children are affecting your love life. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Five of Wands, the expansion, the conflict, the change, with the Ten of Cups reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and suddenly all hell breaks loose, or a sudden epiphany, or somebody's crown blows wide open. Leo, kids or pets are out of control, or sick and dumping a load, or the burden, responsibilities, all dumped on the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Scorpio upright and Leo reversed here. The block being the Knight of Pentacles reversed, satisfied with justice, or the King of Swords reversed, Libra, being obstinate or arrogant, or being the judge and jury, or the block is around thinking that. Self-love, creativity, but even more so is self-discipline and effort. Sagittarius reversed. The Sagittarius reversed, definitely with an attitude adjustment needed. And Leo reversed, no longer tackling the boar, because you don't want a Sag and a Leo both reversed, dealing with each other. No longer tackling the boar with big palms and big feet. The King of Swords reversed, playing hardball, imprisoned by twin or path post-war, and the emotional cycle of an unhappy family that's so overdone. The impatient fallen angel or losing patience, the King of Wands in a falling out with kids or a past connection. Rejection, vulnerability, and shy, or keeping to themselves, or spoiled and entitled and obstinate, refusing to be interrogated, impatient to awaken, or with ego and ideas, or Sag reversed, Capricorn reversed, and the Page of Pentacles reversed, without tools, or without the ability to learn or manifest here, overwhelmed in a breakdown or surrender, or car issues, or got stopped and or arrested at 750, which is the Chariot and the Ten of Cups. The Nine of Cups is upright, the Nine of Pentacles upright, drained and overexposed, in need of vacation, in the pursuit of happiness, or just the hot pursuit, fell on their face, or from grace, lacking faith. The Queen of Swords reversed, challenged by the secret being out, or the lack of connection with their higher self. In death, transition, end, dark night, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and the Knight of Swords reversed, and the King of Swords reversed, losing their patience and wide awake, to the Page of Pentacles reversed, needing help, not learning their lesson, overwhelmed, or crying their eyes out, in a breakdown, break up, break in, or break through, and surrender. The Nine of Cups getting their wish, the Hermit gift of embarrassing self, and coming clean to the Nine of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords reversed, the Knight of Swords reversed, challenged by the secret out, or the need to use their discernment, drained, sick, overexposed, or sundowning, or kids, Leos, and pets out of control, in a transition and ending a death, a dark night, in a brawl, or sporting event, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the King of Swords reversed, Saggy, Capricorn, and Pisces all reversed, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, feeling dumped on, in breakdown or brokenness of surrender. And that was at 758, which is the Chariot and the Four of Swords, the going within, the connection in the 5D. And again, I told you the movie, Musizi, is Miracle. The large size of nothingness, non-existence, the illusionary nature of reality. The crocodile, delicious and concerning to or at the house of E. The M of the donkey, and M can be Amana of God, the feminine Pleiadian version of God. The donkey and the Z of the soul, the sea, the ocean, they, from, egg, near, naked, sea, same, and empty. And there you have Musisi of the miracle, and then falling in love was also coming up last night. The in being very profound right there. I'm only going to pull you an energy quick card because my one of my work guys is waiting for me actually. It's 4458, which is the grounding, integrating, mastering of love of the 5D connection. It's 10:51 on the clock, which is the turn for the better and the King of Swords. And let's just give you a quick energy card to see where this ends up. All right. Door to value. What is it you value? The 31 of expansion and contraction, opening those doors, right? It's like Pandora's box I was just getting right now. On the journey, make sure you know what you want with the 2 of the High Priestess. And there's the man holding the heart of the Divine Masculine. All right, so it's like the feminine on the journey and the masculine holding his heart. And then here we have the world, taking a step back to see a larger perspective on things here. Making sure you know what you want. The bottom of the deck is the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, right? Opening the crown. The 41 of the Ace of Cups, loving self first, spiritual love, new love. A crowning moment, graduation day, being very serious about it, or finding out that it's not what you thought it would be. Okay, you guys, make sure you drink your water. Water is a great conductor and it helps you feel better. Get your rest. That also helps you to feel better. Get your joy in your nature. Do the best you can. Just love yourself first, no matter what you're feeling today. If you need to cry, cry it out. Okay? Love you guys. I have to get going. Rise and be love. I will see you very soon. Have an amazing day. Enjoy the sunshine. Bye.